Hey, everybody. Welcome to the African Ancestry Experience. I'm Gina Page, president and co founder of AfricanAncestry.com. And this is where we discuss how we as Black people view ourselves and the way we view Africa. Tonight, we're doing something a little different. We're excited to be revealing the African ancestry results of one of our own team members, Jasmine Musgrave, who is our marketing manager. And to make it even cooler, she's being joined by some of her family. So this is going to be a multi-generational reveal. You don't want to miss this, so stay tuned because I want to know ya.
I wanna know ya, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia.
So you know that the African Ancestry Experience is all about sharing identity-focused conversations with the African diaspora. Here at African Ancestry, we trace your DNA, we find your roots, and we give you the tools to explore who you are. I want to shout out everybody who's with us tonight. What's up, King Joseph? Glad to have you. Mary's in the house. April. All of you come on in and get comfortable while we chat it up with one of our team members tonight. If you are AAOC fam, if you're part of the online community, I want to see your country's flags up in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Family, you know that everybody who's watching us is at a different stage of their African ancestry journey. So some people are OGs. You guys are rolling with us. You are in the AAOC. Some of you have traveled with us to Sierra Leone. For you, these experiences allow you to help other people around you better understand African ancestry. Some of you haven't taken a test yet. So if you haven't taken a test yet, I recommend heading over to our website to get the Match a Clan test, or check out the Find Your Tribe quiz or our blog. It's got a lot of content that the OGs know is very useful in helping you to make the decision to get started. Every week, we give away some swag to the first person to join us after 7 p.m. And so congratulations, April. April is the winner of Helix Identity Pins. So we have some identity pins over at AfricanAncestry.com. April, if you email us your mailing information, we will get your identity pin into the mail for you. I really appreciate all of you all who like us, who share what we're doing here at African Ancestry, and who subscribe. And those of you who turn on the notifications, you are in here like clockwork. So it helps you to never miss a single episode. Hey, Drea, glad to see you. Mabrini and Di, Avanti, the gang's all here. I am hyped up. Mother's Day was on Sunday. I hope all of the mothers got to do whatever it is you wanted to do on Mother's Day. And while it may be over, the power of our mitochondrial DNA, the DNA that we get only from our mothers, never ends. And so we're keeping the Mother's Day celebration going. Last week we revealed the ancestries of some influencers over on Instagram. If you missed those, you can catch those in our feed. And today we wanted to top off our celebration by honoring the Black women who are in our office, right? So we've got mothers, mother figures, we've got daughters, sisters, we got fly aunties, that would be me, sister friends, who through their advocacy and activism and courage, like all of you who are joining us every week, protect the collective house in which all Black people dwell. So mothers are like lightning rods in our lives. And so we have a blog about it. It's called Lightning Rod Ladies. Hopefully you all will go over to AfricanAncestry.com/blog and check out our tribute to some of the women that you know and may not know who act as lightning rods in our lives. So now, the moment that she has been waiting for quite some time, I'm going to invite Jasmine Musgrave to join me. What's up, Jasmine?
Hi, Gina.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Long time no see.
Yeah, right?
It's really good to have you on this side of the African Ancestry experience, Jasmine. Usually you're holding it down in the chat, shouting us out, putting in comments and everything, but now you're in front of the camera. So family, I want to see some flower emojis in the chat to welcome Jasmine in to the conversation tonight. Hey, Tyrell, thanks for joining us. Hey, Ramona, I want to see those flowers. Okay, so Jasmine, you're not new to this. You know what we do.
Yeah.
And so before we get to the reveal, I want you to fill in the blank. I am.
Paper?
Yes.
Oh, this?
You are a mother, obviously.
Yes. I keep trying to keep her quiet until her debut, but you know how it goes.
So how would you fill in that blank? I am.
I am. Oh man, Gina, you know me. That's a loaded question, but
whatever it is.
I'm a lot of things. I think I would say I am valuable. I am enough. I am intelligent, resilient, powerful, phenomenal woman. I am mother, sister, friend, auntie, daughter, writer, creator, teacher, everything I want to be, and I'm not what America says I am.
Y'all heard it here. That's who Jasmine is. She's all of those things. When they say all of that, you are all of that, Jasmine. So tell me this. I know you grew up in rural Pennsylvania. You bring that perspective to our team. You are the only team member who grew up in a rural area. But as you were growing up, was Africa a focus in your home or in your educational life?
I would definitely say in school and in the community, in greater society, no. But I had a mother and a father, just immediate family who instilled those values in us about culture, family. We had the traditional, family reunions in the summertime. Everybody had a T-shirt, but not outside of our home environment. We didn't have Black teachers really, and a whole lot of Black friends, but home environment is really what planted those seeds that we needed.
And so we like to tease Jasmine in our morning meetings because she is like a walking Black history encyclopedia. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. We can count on Jasmine to deliver the topic in a Black history relevant way. So Jasmine, where does that come from? Where did you gain all that knowledge that you have?
You know what? When I first came to Washington, D.C., I think I always had the interest. But when I first came to D.C., I didn't go to like at Howard University. I was at the Catholic University where I was one of a few Black students. So when I went to my English literature classes, they gave me all this English literature, Joseph Conrad and the Canterbury Tales and Yeats. And I was like, okay, where are all the Black people? So I really took it upon myself. I would present my own literature, my own books, and ask, okay, well, you want me to study Yeats instead? Can I study James Baldwin? Or they would tell me, okay, well, you're going to read this novel. So I would say, I was like, well, I want to read Toni Morrison. So can I please do Song of Solomon? So I started presenting all this literature from Black authors and poets that I wanted to focus on because I wasn't going to do that. And that's really where it really all started.
Okay. Well, it paid off because listen, if anybody's ever playing a game where trivia, Black Card Revoked, any of these games, you definitely want Jasmine on your team.
Be on your team, Gina.
So fast forward through life and all kinds of experiences, and you end up at African Ancestry. .com on our marketing team. And so besides the fact that you work for African Ancestry, why was it important for you to take the test?
At first, I think it was a personal initiative for me, and also seeing the impact it had on other people, because I've been watching people learn in the diaspora and in the community, learn about their ancestry. And my mother had always wanted to know. And she would tell me stories about my grandmother. And then she would tell me stories about my great grandmother, Annie Ruth, Susie May, and my great great grandmother, Maggie, and my great great, how many did I say?
Listen, now she's showing off. Okay, keep going, keep going. I love it.
Her mother, Maude, who was a slave. And so she had a knowledge, and I think she always wanted to know. So I think for me, growing up, you would have children in your class or classmates who would say, I'm from Ireland, I'm Irish, or my ancestors came here at Ellis Island, and they know where they're all coming from. But I didn't have that same experience. The only thing I could say is that we came from Mississippi. And I really knew that that wasn't really where we came from, obviously.
Shout out to Mississippi. If anybody's in the chat, in the comments, anybody watching from Mississippi, shout out to Mississippi.
Shout out.
I love it. I love it. So why was it important? I know you have some family members we're going to bring in from the wings. We have your mom. We have, I think, we had one of your sisters. I think I don't see her now. So we got your mom. We have your daughter. Hello, Dr. King, Adams-King. I'm sorry. It's very nice to have you with us. Oh, she's frozen.
Did she freeze?
Yeah, she's frozen. They're having some internet difficulties where she is. Shout out to Hazel. Hazel says her maternal roots are in Mississippi. Hey,
Hazel.
Hazel's related to Wendi with the last name. She related to you through Mississippi. We all family up in here.
We all cousins, right?
Exactly. So, Jasmine, while your mom hopefully can go out and come back in, tell me why it was important for. Oh, wait, here's your sister. Here's one of your sisters.
Yeah, the youngest of the five.
Hello.
You have 5 girls in your family.
Yeah, there's 6 altogether.
Okay. Welcome, Faith. It's nice to have you with us.
Hello.
And here's your mom.
I'm back.
Hey. So, Jasmine, why was it important for you to have your mom and your sister and your daughter here for the reveal?
Because it's a family affair. I know, Gina, that you are the expert and you can talk about it. But when I was trying to inform my family that I gave my DNA, and don't worry, because I gave it to African Ancestry, so it's safe. And I told them what they're tracing is the mitochondrial DNA and the maternal ancestry that we all share through through mommy and her mom and her mom and her mom and her mom and her mother. I said this impacts all of us, so we should all get together so we can all find out at the same time.
So what did she have to twist your arm, Dr. Adams-King?
No, not at all. Not at all. For years, I've wondered, every time I meet someone from Africa, some are from Nigeria, some are from Kenya, and I've always wondered, thinking this could be a relative of mine, but I have no idea where we're from. And I've always wanted to, I'm like Jasmine when she said, some of her classmates would say, I'm from Ireland or I'm from Italy. My roots are in Greece. We've never known. That was something that had been robbed from us. And so there's always been a void there.
So do you have any ideas about where you think your maternal lineage is found on the continent?
I do not, Dr. Gina. All I know is I have a story that my grandmother told me about probably her great grandmother. Her grandmother shared with her about her mother the day they came over on the boat. And my grandmother talked about her grandmother touching her back because she had long hair. She would brush her hair and then she would touch her back and feel the pattern of those welt marks that were still in her back. So they never, the children, the oral tradition, the story handed down, the kids thought they were going on a boat ride. And the last image she had was her mother standing there crying. And she wondered why her mother was crying. And she never saw her again. This was a 7 or 8 year old child.
Yeah, that's a pretty heavy story to have passed down generationally, but also a great story in that you have some connection, because so many of us don't have any connection beyond a grandmother or a grandfather. So you have something. Faith, what are you thinking? Do you have any ideas? You're the youngest sister. Is Jasmine? Does she have all these wild and crazy ideas and make you go along with it, or did you have any ideas about where we're going to find your results?
I do not have any idea about where the results will show that our ancestry is from. And yes, Jasmine always has ideas as such. And as the youngest, I kind of just get pulled into it and I have to go with it. But I am anxious. Now I have my own daughter. So finding out where we are from would be a treat and be able to share that with her when she's old enough, to understand.
Nice. I love it. So I'm going to take a minute to remind our family members and to maybe it's a refresher for Jasmine's family of how the science works. And so as Jasmine so eloquently explained, we're tracing your maternal ancestry. So based on Jasmine's DNA that she and Faith and her other 3 sisters inherited from their mother, Dr. Adams-King. And then she got from her mother, and she got from her mother that woman that they have the story about, who never saw her mother again as a young child. We are looking at that branch of their family tree. So it's one part of their entire family story. On this next slide, it will show you that the mitochondrial DNA that we use, that's what it looks like over on the left. But the time frame of this analysis is 500 to 2,000 years ago. So we're not going all the way back 100,000 years ago when we know civilization began in East Africa. We are just looking at where was your ancestry before Mississippi. Wherever the paper trail or the oral tradition stops in the Americas or in the Caribbean, where was that woman prior to that time period? And so on the next slide, what we did was Jasmine swabbed her cheek, and then we sent it to our lab, who unlocked just a very small portion of her DNA. And the DNA has a series of letters that forms this code. And the code is a combination of A's, T's, C's, and G's. And so we got Jasmine's code. Would have been the same had her mother done it. Would have been the same had her daughter or one of her sons did it. Would have been the same if Faith or her daughter did it. Didn't matter. Jasmine did it. And then we compared, our science team compared Jasmine's code to all of the codes in the African lineage database. And African Ancestry has the largest database of African codes, if you will, genetic information from people across the continent, and looked for a match. And so we were able to find that match. Wendi, if you could take the slides down for a second. We were able to find that match on the continent of Africa. And there's never guaranteed that it's going to be African. So I don't know, Jasmine, if you were nervous about that. Probably not. Columbia's like, no, we knew we were African.
Well, I'm nervous because every time you say something, I'm like, okay, is she gonna say it? Is she gonna say it? Gonna say it? But you know what, Gina? before you say anything, I'm just reminded of a quote that the great Marcus Garvey once said, that a people without knowledge of their past origin and their culture is like a tree without roots. So you do kind of feel like a little wobbly, like where is that foundation that I'm standing on? I need a little bit to make me a little more firm so I can grow a little bigger and a little wider. And I just feel like Maya Angelou saying, the more you know about who you are, the more liberated you become. So I'm gonna just be real liberated tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to be real liberated tonight because, Gina, I don't know if you can see, but this is Maude. This is Maude. She didn't know where she came from. We need to know.
Wow.
5, 6 generations later. I mean, look at this photo.
Can you show us that again?
Yes.
And tell us who this is.
This is Maude Thigpen. This was my mother's great-great-grandmother. We want to know where she came from because she was never able to tell us. She died with the welts in her back, those marks. And we want to know where she came from, again, because she was unable to tell us.
Okay, well, your mother has spoken. So we are doing this for we do this for the ancestors. And tonight we're going to honor your maternal ancestor, Maude, whose DNA we found matched in the country of Mali. She matches people who live in Mali, and those people are the Tuareg people. And this is a very unique result for us. We don't often find Mali. Everybody will testify in the comments that, we find Sierra Leone a lot, we find Cameroon a lot, Guinea-Bissau, Nigeria, Liberia, Senegal, you name it. But Mali is quite rare for us. And I was excited about this group because it doesn't come up very often. The Tuareg are a subgroup of the Berber people. And so the Tuareg are found in Mauritania, they're found in Mali, of course, they're found in Niger, and they're found in Burkina Faso. They're known for their indigo colored clothing. When you see pictures of Tuareg people, you often see them in this deep, rich indigo blue, dark indigo blue clothing. They are semi-nomadic people. So they move across the Sahara leading caravans. And I thought this was interesting because I know that you pastor a church, Dr. Adams-King. The majority of the Tuareg people are Muslim, but it's the men that wear the veil. The women don't wear the veil. The women actually have this a lot of freedom relative to other Muslim cultures or other cultures that are Muslim cultures. They own the homes, they own the cattle. And the other thing I'll say about the Tuareg is that it's matrilineal descent. So that means that descent is passed down through the mothers, through the women. So the fact that we are honoring your ancestor, Ms. Maude, tonight, and that is the line that you have a lot of not a lot of information, but at least you know the names of the women that make up some of the roots of your tree. It's really an honor to be able to place those roots firmly in the country of Mali. Congratulations.
I'm in awe. I'm in awe. I am, and I'm sure Jasmine and Faith know the young men that I'm about to speak about, but Jasmine had a friend in high school, a young man who came as a foreign exchange student, and we kind of took him in, you know, and he was from Mali.
Shut up. No, he wasn't.
He was from
Are
Mali.
you serious?
And we took him to his first NBA basketball game. We took him out to dinner, to restaurants. We took him, He would come to church with us. He was from Mali. And I always said, every time like I said earlier, when I met someone from Africa, I would think, is this a relative?
Yeah.
Because you just felt like there was some connection.
What a coincidence. And I remember one of the first days of school, he came over to me because he was always looking for me because he spoke French and he felt more comfortable talking to me. So he would be like, he would just say, Jasmine, bonjour. And he would say all the stuff. I'd just be like, hi, Ibrahim. And he would come and he said, do you like my boo-boo? And I was like, you're what? And he said, my boo-boo. Do you like my boo-boo I have today? And he would teach me, this is my dress. And he would teach me all these things and I would teach him. And so it's so ironic that he was really my first buddy and that he came from Mali.
And what grade was this?
This was maybe I can't remember.
10th or like 10th grade.
10th grade.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, usually when we do these things, I'm doing all the talking because the people who I'm revealing are speechless. But now I don't know what to say.
I really know nothing about Mali, really. So we learn a lot, Gina, just by the nature of the results that you typically see of other West African countries, Nigeria and Ghana, Sierra Leone. So I have to really, I have to do some more research. I know they were colonized by the French that came later on.
Right.
Mali is also the home of Timbuktu.
Yes.
The first university. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Faith, can you back me up? What can you say something?
I'm just as speechless as you are.
Woo! Well, listen, we can't make this up.
No.
We cannot make this up. For people who wonder, is this real? Is it true? You just heard us reveal the ancestry of the descendants of Maude, an enslaved woman. She was in Mississippi. Was she in Mississippi?
Yes.
Who did not know who her mother was as a result of enslavement. These are her descendants joining me to this evening on the live. And we trace their maternal roots to the country of Mali, present day Mali, and the Tuareg people, only to find out that in high school in rural Pennsylvania, this family took in an exchange student who was from where? Mali. The ancestors have spoken. I think someone said that in the chat. The ancestors have spoken. And wow. So, Jasmine, you'll have to share with your family. We have an online community where people are sharing resources and information. You guys can go in there and sift through and see who you can find from Mali. We also
we definitely will.
We have the African Ancestry Guide to African History that has some information about Mali and the Tuareg people in it. But of course, the world is your oyster now as you research the country, and you have your own history expert in the family. So Jasmine, I'm sure, will be sending you guys lots of information as she finds it about her people. So how do you think you're going to incorporate this knowledge into your lives?
We must go home. We must go home. That's a non-negotiable. We must go home. We have to. At least now we know, and I thank you. At least now we know where home is.
It is my honor to have done that. So I'd like to ask you, Dr. Adams-King, even though this is Jasmine's live, I would like, as we close out this segment of our show and move into the next thing that we do, I'd like to know, what kind of legacy do you want to leave for your family and your community? And we see evidence of your legacy here on the screen right now.
The only legacy I want to leave is to leave wherever I am better than I found it. That's, and that speaks volumes. I could talk all day and half the night about that, but unless we leave the place better than we found it, we have not fulfilled our purpose here on this earth. And that's all I want to do. And I want my descendants, I want my offspring to have that same mindset, to see that failure is not an option. It's a springboard for learning, but we must always leave it, whatever it is, better than we found it.
And so it is. I love it. Well, I don't know what kind of time you and Faith have. You're welcome to join us or stay with us. We have the next section of our show. Every week we play a game called Fact or Whack. If you're not able to join us, it's perfectly fine. And I welcome you and honor your time. But with Fact or Whack, we share some statements and then see how much our family in the audience knows about that topic.
Okay.
So Jasmine, will you do the honors of reading the statement?
Yes. Enslaved Black women in America did not earn their own money.
Fact or whack? Did enslaved Black women in America, wait, I shouldn't say did. Is this fact or whack? Enslaved Black women in America did not earn their own money. Okay, so we got a bunch of facts out the gate. Shout out to Katio Basau, who's our resident Guinea-Bissau expert. Exquisites in the house. Karen Smith, can't wait to find out where you're from either. Okay, we got, all right.
Am I supposed to answer, Gina? Somebody. Can I say what I think it is?
Mommy, I want some.
Okay, we got, it's mixed. We got facts and whacks. What do you think, Jasmine? What do you think, Faith? Is it fact or is it whack?
I think it's whack.
Okay. Let's see. Ha-ha. You were right. That is whack. Do us the honors, Jasmine.
Okay. Elizabeth Keckley was enslaved and was a skilled seamstress whose dresses for Abraham Lincoln's wife are displayed in the Smithsonian museums. She supported her enslaver's entire family and still earned enough money to pay for her freedom.
So there are occasions where enslaved women were able to earn their own money and keep it. Y'all know that. All y'all who thought that that was a fact. Learn something today. Okay, what's the next one?
Go ahead, Mom.
Okay. A Black woman coined the term "Make America Great Again" almost 20 years before Donald Trump.
Is that fact or is that whack?
It just sounds good.
I'm going to say fact.
Okay, we got it sounds good. We got fact. Okay, Menelik's coming through with a whack. What say you? What say you, people? Exquisite said women are gonna make $1 out of nothing. You know, that's right. Okay, Ms. Melanated Royalty. I that's my first time seeing your name. I love it. So we got a mixture of facts and whacks. So what say you, Jasmine? Is this a fact or is this a whack?
It's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent, excellent. And who was that woman?
Novelist Octavia E. Butler.
Oh, she froze. Get her back. Get her back.
I'll read it for. Go ahead, Faith.
Novelist Octavia E. Butler utilized the slogan, "Let's make America great again," almost 20 years before Trump as the presidential campaign slogan for a character, Andrew Steele Jarrett, in her 1998 dystopian novel, Parable of the Talents. Yeah,
so if y'all know about that Octavia Butler, one of our grand dames of Afrofuturism, she created this character long before Donald Trump even thought about it. He probably read that book on the low. and got the slogans, or somebody on his team. I shouldn't have said he read it, but somebody on his team probably read that book on the low and got that slogan. I love it. I love it. Well, everybody, listen. I want to see some. Do we have a Molly emoji? I want to see if there's a Molly emoji to celebrate Jasmine and her family's ancestry reveal tonight. Jasmine, I appreciate you being on and for sharing your family with us and becoming an official part of the African Ancestry family.
Yes. Thank you for doing this, Gina. I really appreciate it. I like to talk, but I don't really have much to say right now.
Well, listen, join the crowd. Me either. Thank God I have some notes in the background. Otherwise, we'd really be. Shout out to Wendi Cherry, who's our Facebook, YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, all things producer, for holding it down for us and producing our live every single week. Listen, everybody, don't forget to read our essay, Lightning Rod Ladies, over on AfricanAncestry.com/blog. You can also take the Find Your Tribe quiz and see which ethnic group you have the most in common with. If you haven't done that already, catch past episodes of the African Ancestry Experience on YouTube. So if you guys want to see me speechless, or if you want to see somebody, if you want to show somebody that I actually can get stumped, you can have them watch the replay. And so you didn't introduce us to your daughter. Hello, little girl.
Oh, this is Columbia.
Hi,
Columbia. You want to say hello?
Hello.
Say hello to the people.
Hello.
How are you doing, Columbia? Are you having a good day? Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
I'm glad to hear that. Okay. If you're watching us on the replay, please put some flowers emojis in the comments to show Jasmine some love for sharing her reveal with us. Now, we're going to be on vacation next week, but we will be back on May 25th. When we reveal, we got another reveal. This is a month of reveals. We reveal another mother, a woman who is a mother to many. Queen Afua will be joining us on May 25th on the African Ancestry Experience. And so I encourage you all to join us for that. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. I really appreciate it. Your name is spelled donate, but I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. Wimpayande, tell Valerie I said hello. Herman's in the house. Allison, Cheryl, Norma, Mumu. I'm so glad to have all of you. Shout out to Barry Payton, got his citizenship in Sierra Leone, he and his wife. And listen, most of all, thank you to Jasmine. Until we meet again, everybody, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be whole. Have a very good night.